Hi, for Kelly?
Yep.
Hello. Those are cell phone chargers if you need one.
I got you.
Firehouse Grill, how are they?
You know, I don't know. This is my first time going to this. I've gone to the firehouse downtown.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been to this one.
Are they connected to each other, or are they?
You know, the one. I mean, I'm one of these people that I'm in business, so the one downtown is called the Firehouse.
Okay.
This one up here is called Firehouse Grill.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right.
Right. I don't think they are.
Or maybe I know there's Firehouse Subs, or there was. Maybe they're all together.
Right. Yeah. No, this is more of like a.
It looks like a nice place. I've seen it several times.
Yeah, it's like steaks and
yeah.
That sort of stuff. Now, a buddy of mine suggested it, so.
Sure. Yeah, Evanston has a lot of great spots. So, and that's right on the cusp of where Evanston starts. A lot of great restaurants there.
Yeah. Especially around the university and all that.
Exactly.
That's cool. That chargers. That's a nice touch.
Right? And it's for any type of phone. I really like it.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, they're great. I use them at home, and I was like, I'll just grab a couple extra ones. They're like $8 on Amazon.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you got multiples.
Mm-hmm. Depending on how many people I have sitting back there, I have a couple for them.
Yeah, no, because when I'm in the car, I've got 2 college-age sons and then my wife. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have them up here too, so it's just it's for everything. And I have a daughter, and you know what? She uses a Nintendo Switch. Oh, I've seen her art. She's a really talented artist. She paints the buildings around.
Huh.
I live here in Edgewater, so I'm not far. So she
right up here.
Yeah, so she posts all the stuff. She'll just sit there and paint. That's so cool. I love seeing her around because I know she's gonna put something up tomorrow. But yeah, my daughter's 9, and she has a Nintendo Switch, and that charger will work on a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it does everything. It's really high output, which is great.
My son asked me the other day, he goes, so what did you guys do when there were no internet, no mobile phone, no. I was like, you jumped on your bike?
Yeah.
You rode around the neighborhood?
Right.
You kind of were out and about.
Yeah, you met up with your friends, you did something you weren't supposed to, and then went home for dinner.
It is sort of funny though, since you're a parent, it's a different world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid or younger, now that you have phones and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if your daughter has a cell phone yet, but the fact of not knowing where your kid is, right, exactly where they are, particularly when they're 12, 13.
Oh yeah. No way. I couldn't do it now.
Right? Yeah, I mean, knowing what I know now, it's just like, I don't think I could ever do it.
Do you remember those commercials that used to run on TV at 7? It's 7:30 p.m.
Where's your kid?
Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
And I'm just to the minute. She doesn't even let me give her space. She still likes me enough to be like, you can't go too far.
Yeah.
I mean, I just recently got to go to the bathroom alone a couple years ago. That's where she's at now. Now I get to go on my own, and I'm and she in public she'll have me go with her. I'm like, yeah, I can't go in the girls' bathroom anymore. I'm too old for that. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'll be right outside the door, but you got to give me 10 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting. We have these anxieties now that you didn't have any other way, right? I mean, when your only way was to talk to someone by a payphone or a landline phone.
Right.
Then it is what it was.
Those were the only options. That's very true. And yeah, there's something about it. I remember I was a latchkey kid.
Same here.
I would come home at 7 years old, feed myself, had a key to the house, and I wouldn't see my mom or dad until my mom came home. Yeah, at 6:30, 7 o'clock, dinner time. And right. I think there's no way I could ever do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Wow. Latchkey kid at 37, huh?
What
so
is?
I'm 50. I'll be 56 next month. So.
Sure.
Yeah. So I didn't even know if people use that term anymore.
Right. Yeah.
It was totally that way when I grew up. I mean.
Yeah.
For the first 12 years of my life, it was just my mom and I. So she was a single mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she worked out in the suburbs. So she drove to work. So she would get up at 5 and she'd be on the road by 6.
Yeah.
So I had to get myself up, make my own breakfast.
Wow.
Then I'd wait for the school bus or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then, it would take me to school. Then it would drop me off.
Yeah.
Drop me off at home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Then, she wouldn't come home till maybe, you're right, about 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. Elementary school was the bus, and that was exactly it. It was the parents were already gone. They'd already left the house. I really regret not knowing about ditching at that time, because it would have been so easy to just ditch school. It wasn't until
parents
middle
raised
school.
a good son.
They just didn't know how bad I was, and again, I truly just didn't know ditching as a concept.
Right.
So that's the only reason.
No, but everybody can keep tabs on you, right? If you don't show up at school,
yeah,
somebody's gonna be like, "Well, where is he?"
Right. But see, then they call the house, and then you just say, "Oh, I'm Vincent."
Oh no, I went to one of those Catholic schools too. They'd call her.
Yeah.
They'd call her job. Then there was a backup, like with an aunt and an uncle. So there was this whole sort of like algorithm there that there was no way that that you could really get away with ditching.
Actually, now that I think about it, I remember actually my dad. So he was in the home and he worked swing shift. So he wouldn't start at the office until 3, but he had a second job during the day that he would do before he went to that. And so he would be home, but then he would leave, but then he would come back. I think that's why I didn't think of a way to get away with it until after middle school. And then middle school was like, ditch day every now and then. I got expelled my freshman year of high school, and then the new high school I went to, I just learned that because my parents were separated.
I see.
My mom would drive me. If I just didn't come out or answer the phone, she would leave eventually.
Right.
So I just did that, and then my dad would, and he'd already be gone. So then I would just have the day to do whatever I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah, I was definitely a bad kid. Don't get me wrong. It was just I just didn't know how to get away with it. That's all.
That's funny.
Yeah. What surprised you with having kids? You said you have 2 sons.
Yeah, they're college age now.
College age.
Yeah.
What are some things that, like, traits that they got from you that you're like, oh my gosh, I really wish that one hadn't been passed down?
The oldest is exactly like the youngest is like, they're only separated by 2.5 years.
Okay.
So the youngest is exactly like his mother, and the oldest is like me. See, I don't know the girl thing because I've got boys.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, the saying is that girls are easy on the front end to raise, but more difficult as they get older.
Exactly.
We here already?
Oh yeah, we're here at Firehouse.
Oh, dude, man, I was pretty engaged in the conversation.
Well, I'm glad you were. Yeah, that's the whole point.
All right, my man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The best advice I can give you is stay a friend as much as you can.
Yeah.
I think, as they get older, the influence starts to get different.
That's very true.
You're the major influence right now.
Right now.
As time goes on, you just, like, we made sure we knew where our boys were. We knew who their parents were.
Right.
We knew who everybody was.
That makes sense.
Even
Keeping
as
those
boys,
tabs.
it was like, well, I'm going over such and such's house.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've never met his mom or
Right.
dad.
Yeah.
So,
Let me talk to him. That makes perfect sense. Have a good one. Thank you.
easy. They just move back and forth in our blood with no chaperone.